Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Rajesh Tech Talks. In this video, I am going to explain an end-to-end data pipeline with GenAI integration in a very simple way. If you are working in data engineering, analytics and AI space, this architecture will help you understand how everything connects together. We will start from data source, then go through bronze layer, silver layer, and gold layers, and finally see how Gen AI solutions are built on top of this data. So let's start. Before going into the details, let me explain the big picture. Data comes from different sources like claim data, policy data, and customer data. Just to keep in mind, I have considered this system as an insurance domain system. This data first enters into the system through ingestion and landing zone. Then it goes through multiple layers, bronze layer, silver layer, and gold layer. So bronze layer is for the raw data, silver layer is for the clean data, and gold layer is for aggregated and business ready data. Finally, this process data is used for analytics, reporting, and Gen AI solutions. So in a simple term, the data flow is happening from data source to raw data, then to clean data, and then it moves further to business ready data, and which is finally consumed as an AI insights. So let's start with the source data sources. So we see here that as a part of insurance domain, a few of the components I have taken here as a claim data, policy data, and customer data. So in the real world system, these data might be sitting in any one of these systems like databases, APIs, or files. Now this data does not directly go into the analytics, and it first comes into something which is called as the landing zone. Now landing zone is simply a storage area where raw data is collected, and at this stage we don't see any transformation, no cleaning, is just purely a data ingestion. This is important because we always want to keep our original data as safe, which is also called as a source of truth. So now the data moves to the bronze layer. So from landing layer, it will move to the bronze layer. And here we store data as it is, so there is no major transformations are done in this part. Why this is important? Because if anything goes wrong later, we can always come back to the raw data. Think of bronze layer as your raw backup. So main purpose of bronze layer is store raw data in a structured format for further processing. Now let's look into the silver layer. Now comes one of the most important layer, which is the silver layer. This is where data cleaning and the standardized process takes place. So here what we do here is that we do validation, error handling, and we also work on the bad records. We quarantine those records. Let me explain this in a simple way. Validation means checking if data is correct. For example, we will see that if data is missing or incorrect. Error handling, it means fixing issues where possible. Quarantine means separating bad data so it does not impact analysis. This is very important because if your data is wrong here, everything downstream will also go wrong. So silver layer ensures that the data is clean, reliable, and consistent. Once we are ready with the silver layer, then what we have to do is that the data will move to the third layer, which is the gold layer. Now you see that it has been written that the gold layer is aggregated and business ready. We'll see how it is. So here we create the different types of tables like fact tables and dimension tables. So these belong to the data modeling, how we want to model our data in the gold layer. And it depends how the downstream systems are going to use this data from the gold layer, how they are going to consume it. We also build the KPI aggregations here. So key performance indicators are basically um, aggregated here so that it can be used as is by the downstream system. So let me simplify this. Fact tables contain measurable data like transactions, whereas dimension tables contain descriptive data like customer details. And when we see about the KPI aggregations, it help in reporting metrics like revenue, counts, etc. So this is the layer used by dashboards, which are downstream systems. These are also used by reports and analytics tools. So if you see any business report, it is usually built on the data which is sitting in the gold layer. Now let's look to the downstream system, which is the Gen AI. This is the interesting part. Once data is ready in the gold layer, we can build intelligent applications by consuming the data which is sitting in the gold layer. Say, for example, you can see in the diagram that it says that we can have the DQ insight engines, and this is will be regarding the data quality explanations. We can have the applications like claims anomaly detection, and this is for fraud detection. We can have the another application we can have is RAG based policy assistant, which will be used for question and answering. Executive insights are the fourth application, which are used for AI generated reports. So these are the couple of solutions which can be built on top of the gold layer, keeping in mind the insurance domain, the data. So, and this all can be built on Databricks. Important point to understand here is Gen AI does not work directly on the raw data. Raw data, as in, I mean the data which is sitting in the bronze layer. It always works on the structured, clean, and business ready data. So, this is why the strong data engineering is required before AI is needed or before AI will come in place. So, without good data, AI will not give you a reliable result. Let's see the summary of this pipeline flow. So, this flow of the data which we saw here is called as the end-to-end pipeline. And since we are generating the Gen AI based applications by consuming the data which is sitting in the gold layer, so I am calling this as a Gen AI end-to-end pipeline. Now if we will see that the flow of the data, like data is coming from the data source and there is raw ingestion happening, which is responsible to fill the data in the bronze layer. Afterwards, there is a data cleaning happening. So the data cleaning is happening in the silver layer, and silver layer is populated with the clean data. After that, we see that there is a KPI computation is there, or their aggregations are happening, and which is why the gold layer is created. Also see there is a ATI computations, whereas it tells about that the AI based data are being consumed and the AI applications are being made. And at the end, the final flow of the last part of the flow is the AI explanations, meaning all the applications which we have developed or built after gold layer as a part of GenAI solution, those will explain and do their own job for what they are meant to. So this is the full life cycle of modern data and AI systems, and We call it as an end-to-end Gen AI processing pipeline. So each step adds more value to the data. So in this video, we saw how data moves from raw source to Gen AI driven insights. The key takeaway is data engineering and AI are not separate. They are the part of the same pipeline. First we build strong data foundations, and then we are going to build AI solutions on top of it. I hope this explanation made the architecture clear. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, please support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel Rajesh Tech Talks. I will continue to bring more simple and structured tech explanations. Thank you so much.